G'day peeps, time for some mysticism. This video is about the body, more specifically, how the body extends far beyond what we conventionally might call the body. The body is just the center of a more infinite cosmic body which extends to the far corners of the universe. This video attempts to break the concept down. If you want to know why this is important, watch until the end. So, remember a time when you held a pencil and you were scribbling notes with a pencil? Your conscious mind desired that some notes be taken on a piece of paper, and it happened. Much in the same way that when you want to close your hand closes. When you're holding a pencil and want notes to be written, they get written. So your mind is controlling this pencil just as much as it's controlling your arm. In this way, you can start thinking of the pencil as being an extension of your body, that your mind is operating this pencil in the same way that it operates your body. It becomes a part of the body. Or say you're a piano player. You use your fingers to press down certain keys and out come certain notes. These musical frequencies are traveling through the air because your consciousness wanted them to. Those notes might travel only within a small room, or they might travel through an entire auditorium. Whenever you play a piano, your mind is controlling the notes that come out just as much as it controls your fingers. Hence, it makes sense to consider the notes that come out as an extension of your body, like how fingers are an extension of your hand. Now, how about people who manage an organization, like a grocery store owner? Well, the same concept applies. Store owners hire people who carry out the will of their soul. Which sounds intense. What I mean is, one person manages all the vegetables coming into the store, determining when the store will need them. They search for the best deals, set a time and place for the trucks to bring the vegetables to the store, and things of that nature. Another person puts the vegetables up so that the customers actually have access to them. And yet another person acts as a cashier, accepting payments from the customers so that the store can make money. All these people are following the agenda of the store manager, just like how our hands follow our agendas when we tell them to close. There's so many things necessary for your hand to work properly. Muscles, blood, nerves, bones. And we don't micromanage what every single fiber in our body is doing. Instead, our mind tells the hand to close, and it just does. The people in the grocery store are acting like the hands of the store owner. You can probably see how I'm slowly expanding the sphere of influence that our consciousness controls, which is to say, the body that our consciousness controls. And some might think, okay, but you can only really control your own body and nothing else. To which I'd ask, can you control your own body? Do you choose how tall you are, or whether or not you get cancer? Or perhaps you choose which one of your cells you should allocate a specific amount of protein and minerals to? As you can see, your body does its own thing. For sure, your consciousness can influence it greatly and set the general direction that your body takes, but the body is its own thing that sometimes does stuff that you don't necessarily want it to, such as when you get a fidgety leg, or when you're tired and can't keep your eyes open. Some people actually control the world around them more than the center of their own physical bodies. Take Stephen Hawking. He could barely control his physical body at all towards the end of his life, but he was a research director at one of the most prestigious universities in the world. His mind conducted research using his extended body, the people around him. Thus, Stephen Hawking had a much bigger body than just the one that couldn't move. Your mind is constantly influencing the universe, both by affecting its so-called body, but also by affecting the body's environment. There are books that were written hundreds of years ago, but the author's mind is still affecting people today as we read their works. And then those people interact with people who haven't read the works and influence them. So someone writing hundreds of years ago is influencing someone who's never even read their works. And there's a lot that could be said on this topic, but in this video I want to be relatively brief, so now I'm going to say why the concept is important. There's this idea that your consciousness pulls a Houdini when you die and just vanishes into thin air, which is a convenient idea if you're trying to avoid thinking about the consequences of your actions. Unfortunately, there's a lot of indications that that's not the case, one of them being that your mind operates just as much on its body than it does on the environment, which is what this video is about. Your body and its environment are both manifestations of a single underlying reality. You affect people when you're alive, and you continue to do so even when you're dead. Even if you had a 0.1% effect on your environment, your mind is still present in all the things that it affected. And you continue down the chain of causation, all the things that those things affected, and so on. Now, if there's a takeaway from this video, I'd say to think about how your mind affects this world and how those effects will far outlive your body. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and I'll try to reply or answer it in another video. Besides that, I'd encourage you to check out my other videos and subscribe. Peace.